welcome to Real Issues, Real Answers with Bobby and Tony Lee. My name is Bobby Brooks.
And I'm Tony Lee Adamson.
And we're glad you could join us today. We are so excited to have you with us because as we've been sharing with you, if you've been watching a couple of programs already on Real Issues, Real Answers, we told you that we wanted to get you involved. We want to hear what you're doing out there that has maybe an answer, a real answer to a real issue. Well, we're really excited today because we have two very special guests who are doing just that. And we want to take a moment and introduce you. And you're going to get to hear a lot of their story and find out what they do. But we're excited to have Sandra and Chuck Levine with us today on the program.
I know, and I love having you guys on because conflict resolution, that I was putting it on Facebook this morning because you guys came on with us on Channel 6. And I thought, wow, to put on Facebook, if you have any conflicts in your life, please get in touch with them. And I thought, who doesn't have conflict in their life? So how did you guys get into this line of work?
Well, let me, not to interrupt you, but let's at least tell our audience the name of their company.
It's SynergyResolution.com, and their company name is Synergy Resolution, and they are married. It's Chuck and Sandra Levine, and we've been working with them for a while on their website and doing some branding.
Yeah, so okay guys, Synergy Resolution Group, and obviously the website SynergyResolution.com. Tell us, let's start with you, Sandra, because I know you're an attorney, but between the two of you, whose idea was this, and how did this come about? I mean, why would anybody really want to focus on conflict resolution? I mean, it sounds like a great thing to get up and do every day, right?
Well, my background before becoming an attorney, I worked in business, and I dealt with a lot of business disputes in that regard, and then you just in everyday life, you know, my daughter would come home and talk about issues on the playground, and you see issues at the grocery store and on the freeway, and so there's conflict everywhere. It's inevitable. And so we started looking at ways that we could start assisting people in businesses and schools, churches, organizations, and we really have a comprehensive approach. It addresses the issue, or at least we attempt to, from the ground up. So we start working with schools as young as elementary kids in about 4th grade, to develop peer mediation training groups, and then they can resolve their disputes. It teaches them how to communicate better, how to listen actively, and then we work these programs into businesses as well. We train management staff, we train HR professionals. I'll actually be speaking about conflict resolution in January at the San Diego SHRM conference. So this is you know, an approach and a tool that everyone can use.
Wow, you know, Chuck, that's an amazing thing to actually say you're going to get into and do. And obviously Sandra, very comfortable, you know, knows kind of what her mission is in this. What about you? What brought you into this partnership, really? Because the two of you are doing this together, is that right?
Sure. You know, she just seems to drag me into things. She always has. It's not a bad thing. You know, she came home one afternoon, she was mediating up in North County, and came in and she's like, you know, I had an epiphany. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I was watching these guys road rage and I was thinking about postal workers. And she's like, what do you think about doing some conflict resolution and mediation type stuff? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't thought a lot about this. And she was, you know, thinking my strengths and some of the stuff I'm good with. And she's like, you are good at teaching and training, and you have a lot of fun, and you love to get active. And I'm like, that does sound like fun. Kind of just took off from there.
Wow.
Went and did some training myself in different types of mediation, and here we are. So.
I know, it's so exciting. And working with both of you, even through this website process, has been really wonderful because obviously you guys would have to work through your own conflicts before you could even help other people. I know when Bobby and I first started together, we had so many conflicts to work through in order to get to the point that we could really empower women and help women go that next step. So I've appreciated how both of you work and that you appreciate both of your strengths.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. And if you're just new to the program here on Real Issues, Real Answers, just to take a moment and let you know what this is all about. Sandra and Chuck Levine, for example, they have a company called Synergy Resolution Group. And if you've watched anything we've been doing in promoting this show, we've talked about how in today's society, there are some pretty major real issues out there. And sometimes the typical answers may not apply. And we kind of call it the real answers. Where are the real solutions? And that's why I think what they're offering in their services is so specific and so important, even to Real Answers, is because they are finding those ways to find solutions. And I don't know if we have a bigger topic today in our society than conflict. Okay? I mean, because let's just think about it. What area in life today are we not dealing with conflicts? Okay,
well, in our homes, in
okay,
our work,
right.
and like Sandra was saying, in the grocery store, elementary school, not only the children, but the teachers and the administration and the parents. I mean, there's conflict in every regard, and then there's always two people's opinions of how they want to address it. And sometimes you do need that third party that comes in and says, no, we're going to help you settle this and go forward. And even today we were talking about how you might look at it and say, do we want to invest in doing this? But if you don't invest, how much more it costs when you can't get the conflict resolved.
Absolutely. I was talking to a business owner the other day, and they were sharing their story with me, and they had just gone through a transition, and they had an employee that was very toxic, very unhappy, and they were spreading that toxicity throughout the workplace. And that employee was just happy being miserable and sharing, you know, their misery with everyone else. Well, what ended up happening is the employer lost 3 really good employees.
Oh, wow.
Who just said, you know, it's not worth it, I'm going to leave, I'm going to go find another job. And so now this employer has to go through the cost of hiring and training and bringing up 3 employees because they really took a passive approach. They just decided, you know, let's leave it alone and it'll go away or it'll get better, and it doesn't. And so what we want to do is we want to give businesses the tools. You know, we're really just kind of putting tools in their toolbox to help them to find ways to recognize conflict, to manage conflict, and to address it. And then if it's more serious, you know, there are obviously different steps that you can take. But there's a wide range of alternative dispute resolution procedures, and I just don't think many people know about it.
Well, and I think you have a really, two of you together, and as well as the fact that you are an attorney. You're coming in with some pretty big guns. I mean, you're coming in with the legal background to say, no, you can do this. Talk a little bit about, and either one of you can answer this, but when you have someone that you know is in a leadership role, and maybe it's in the home or in an organization or in a workplace, and you know they're being passive. And I say you know because maybe they've contacted you and they're going through the process of some evaluation. What do you say to them? How do you come in and say, I can help you? What benefits can they receive just in that first conversation from you? What can you say? Maybe 2 or 3 things off the top that you can help them do.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that we do is we provide training for their staff, and we provide a whole range of training from mediation training, conflict skills, negotiations, advanced communication skills, active listening, reframing negative statements. But we also provide AB 1825 sexual harassment training, which is mandated by law for employers that have more than 50 employees. And one of the things that we try to do is we try to couple these conflict resolution skills with the sexual harassment training so that your managers, your supervisors are getting this training. They're getting some understanding of how to recognize conflicts, run it up the flagpole to the human resource professional or someone who's got more experience in training to deal with it. And then, you know, also, I mean, if it comes to it and there is a lawsuit or there is litigation, the fact that the company has employed some of these training techniques and stuff like that, that may save them money in the long run. Or, you know, heaven forbid that it came to this, but you hear about postal employees in every industry. I mean, it started with the post office, but now you have shootings at schools. You have, you know, a couple of years ago there was one in a beer distributorship. I mean, it's all over the website and the news media.
That's right. Well, one of the great things that as you're watching in on Real Issues, Real Answers with Bob and Tony Lee, I think this is probably one of the most exciting. I hate to put it as a great thing, exciting, but a very important concept and a topic that we're dealing with in society today, and that's conflict and how to resolve conflicts. When we come back from the break, we're going to dig a little bit deeper in what Sandra and Chuck are offering. Maybe you know someone who needs help. Maybe you need help. I mean, I think probably we need help, okay? But don't go away because you're going to find out how to get in touch with them, how to hire them, how to talk to them, and what they can do to help you. So we'll be right back with more right here with Real Issues, Real Answers with Bobby and Tony Lee. Don't go away.